Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and I have a good one here today. The HP ZBook Ultra G1a, which has been highly anticipating, running the AMD Strix Halo processor. It's a really good processor, very good single, very good multi-core performance, so it's very powerful. This mobile workstation in their ZBook line has been excellent. I like this dark gray finish. The build quality is excellent. It's got a gorgeous 2.8K OLED or OLED display. It can peak, or you can go as high as 120 hertz. It's a variable refresh rate. I think it's 48 to 120, and it has been excellent. Now, one thing I will say, it is a glossy display, as you can see here. I wish that was more of a matte finish. I kind of wish it was like the MacBook Pro with the nano texture, that kind of matte finish, but this is what we get. It's not too bad in terms of the glare and reflection. I do have a lot of lights here, but this is a very good display. It's a multi-touch display, pinch to zoom, everything works very well. It's got excellent coverage of the color gamut. We'll get into the numbers. It's color accurate. It's great for things like Premiere Pro, DaVinci Resolve, so that has been working out really well. And it also is great for productivity work, obviously for the professionals that need a mobile workstation to take with you on the go, because it is thin, it is pretty light, and it has a pretty sizable 140 watt charger. We'll show you that in the video. But overall, pretty lightweight package to take with you on the go, considering what this is packing under the hood. Now, the star of the show to me not only is this display, but it's the processor and the integrated graphics solution here, which is the Radeon 8060S graphics, the same graphics we saw on the Asus ROG Flow Z13. And that, of course, was excellent in terms of an integrated solution, probably the best out there right now. I would say it's the equivalent of a 4060 or a 4070 kind of thing, but overall, it's a really good processor in terms of an integrated solution. It's pretty remarkable, in fact, what they've accomplished here. We'll get into the numbers, we'll get into the performance, the display, the battery life, which, by the way, spoiler, so-so. It's pretty average in terms of battery life, which is not too surprising given the fact that you have a high-end, high-res, high refresh rate display, and also what the components here packing under the hood in terms of the performance. So we'll get into that and more in this review. Hey everybody, it's Andrew, and this is the HP ZBook Ultra G1a, brand new for 2025, coming up. Okay, let's get a measurement of the weight. With just the unit alone, you're looking at 1.592 kilograms, and that is 3 pounds, 8.2 ounces. And with the power charger and the power cord, 2.102 kilograms, and that is 4 pounds, 10.1 ounces all in. Okay, let's check out the port selection. On the left side is an HDMI 2.1 port, a USB Type-C 3.2 Gen 2, that is a 10 gigabits per second port. Next to that is a Thunderbolt 4 port, USB Type-C, that is full function, and you have a 3.5 millimeter microphone headphone combo jack. And moving over to the right side is another USB Type-C Thunderbolt 4 port that is also full function, a USB Type-A, and a Kensington lock to round out the ports. Notably missing no SD card reader, but other than that, a really good port selection here. Now, HP makes it very easy for you to get inside this laptop. All you need to do is loosen the 4 captive Phillips head screws, pop off the bottom plate. You can use your fingers. I was able to do it, but a guitar pick or a spudger will certainly help. And that's it. You're in. It is very simple. And once inside, you'll notice how well laid out and how tidy everything is inside. Nice and clean, the way you'd like to see it. And we have a 2280 SSD here, M.2 NVMe, and it is 2 terabytes. So we have very good reads and writes, as you can see, and pretty nice size dual fans here. Looks like there's some sort of vapor chamber cooling on this as well. So very good cooling solution employed here. Pretty nice speakers, quad speakers. We'll get a listen to that in a little bit. And overall, pretty nice, tidy layout internally here for this unit. Now, this unit has the maximum amount of RAM, 128 gigabytes, LPDDR5X RAM running at the 8533 megatransfers per second. And by the way, it is also non-ECC RAM for those wondering. Now, you'll also notice the dual fans for cooling. We'll get into the thermal performance in a little bit. You also notice that a pretty large battery, a 74.5 5 watt-hour battery, although battery life is okay, not great. We'll get into that in a little bit also, so stay tuned. That's coming later in this review. Now, when it comes to wireless, it's soldered into the motherboard, not upgradable by the user, and we're looking at MediaTek Wi-Fi 7 and a Bluetooth 5.4 combo card. Both the Wi-Fi, the Bluetooth working flawlessly. I've had no issues with either one so far. All right, let's talk about one of the stars of the show, and that would be this absolutely gorgeous 14-inch OLED or OLED display with a resolution of 2880 by 1800. It has a variable refresh rate up to 120 hertz. It is also a very color-accurate display with excellent coverage of the color gamut. And as with any OLED display, you get the deep blacks, the super vibrant colors, the really high contrast, that's all there. Good white point, good black levels, everything you'd expect from an OLED display. Now, as far as HDR content, it is excellent for watching high dynamic range in Netflix, Amazon, and YouTube. And it can get pretty bright, although I would like to see it a little bit brighter here in 2025, although 400 nits is certainly nothing to sneeze at and can peak as high as over 500 nits when watching HDR. Now, one thing you'll notice, though, it is a very glossy display. I would have liked a matte option. That would have been great, kind of like what we get with the MacBook Pro with its nano textured display, but that's not what we get here. Not terrible, but definitely will depend on the lighting conditions as far as glare and reflection. Now, it is a multi-touch display, as I mentioned, so pinch to zoom, navigating the OS with your finger worked very well here. Now, there's a couple of things to note about an OLED display. I've mentioned them before. The first one being PWM or screen flickering is what OLED technology uses. I know some people are sensitive to that. And the other thing that you have to be aware of here is screen burn-in. That would be when you leave a static image long enough on the screen, it would burn in. But that really hasn't been much of an issue, to be honest, with a lot of the modern OLED displays. But just something you might run into down the road. Again, I haven't experienced that. And as far as the PWM, again, not too bad on this laptop, although it is something to be aware of for certain people. But my overall takeaway is this is an excellent display, and I think they really hit a home run here, although I would have liked a matte option on this one as well. All right, so this is the 5-megapixel camera here. It is an IR camera. That means you can log in with face recognition with Windows Hello. There's a physical shutter switch above the camera for more security and privacy. I always like that. And they have the Polycamera Pro app. And this app, which what I'm using now, is fantastic, actually. Probably one of the best video conferencing apps out there. Now, this is the watermark. You can see you can put your own logo in the bottom of the display of the image here, and then you have the meet and greet. So obviously there's a lot of customization here. Blurs the background, and then you could do blank, having nothing. And then if you want to go off camera, you have that. And then let's see what else they have here. Front and center, and the Anywhere Studio, so it can change the background, right? So you can pretty much do anything you'd like with this in terms of customization. Really, really nice. Now I could change the background. Right now, this is the Copper Seaside, which is kind of nice. I could be the Frozen Tundra, and I can go into the Moody City here. Not bad. And Black Beach, that's kind of nice as well. And all sorts of things, bright waves and all kinds of stuff. So really, really cool stuff here. But I want to know what you think. Let me know in the comments section below. Now, when it comes to the keyboard, it is excellent. Great for typing out documents, emails, and the like. The tactility, the key travel, the overall feedback has been excellent. I really like these keys. And it's a little bit of a dark gray finish here on those keys, so you'll definitely see the white LED backlight when lit up. So if you want to get work done in a dark room or dimly lit environment, that certainly helps in that case. And the touchpad, although not a haptic touchpad, which I'd like to see on this professional mobile workstation, definitely is very responsive when it comes to scrolling, doing all the gestures. Everything worked very well. It's nicely sized. It's a glass precision touchpad. And again, worked very, very well. Now, to give you an idea what it sounds like to type on this keyboard, let's give it a listen. Okay, let's talk about the processor here. It's the AMD Ryzen AI Max Plus Pro 395, also known as Strix Halo, and it's the Ryzen Pro family here. So we got 16 cores, part of the Zen 5 architecture, 32 threads, and it does support multi-threading, and a max boost clock speed of up to 5.1 gigahertz. And the performance is, well, excellent. As you can see, excellent single and multi-core performance. Although the MacBook Pro and the M4 had better single core, the multi-core was actually better here on the Ultra G1a. And as far as Cinebench 2024, same result here, better single core on the MacBook Pro, but really excellent results overall, especially multi-core here for the ZBook Ultra G1a. So doing everyday tasks like Microsoft Office, email, web browsing, consuming media, all worked very well, very smooth, very fluid. And as far as video editing, the Fusion Bench DaVinci Resolve benchmark, as you can see, very capable when it comes to even 4K video editing, which is impressive for an integrated graphic solution. And when it comes to gaming, when you're not doing your work, it's definitely doable here, as the Radeon 8060S, again, once again, shines here just like it did on the Asus ROG Flow Z13, where you get some excellent performance here. Great playable frame rates here from some of the more popular titles. You just have to play with some of the settings. So very impressive, especially for an integrated graphic solution. 3D Mark scores are also very impressive here. So again, for the fact that this does not have a discrete GPU, these numbers are certainly outstanding. And there really was not much thermal throttling to be too concerned about here when I ran the stress test. So overall, pretty good in that regard. And as far as the surface temperatures, never getting overly hot, especially when you place your fingers on the keyboard, stayed relatively cool. And on the underside, there was not much of a hot spot to be too concerned about there. So overall, pretty good in terms of the surface temperatures. Now, the fans will kick in under maximum load, under the performance mode, reaching as high as 47, 48 decibels when under load. But when you're doing in the balance mode with everyday tasks, it remained very quiet. Wasn't very loud, if at all. Now, as I mentioned earlier, a 74.5 watt-hour battery. I got 9 hours and 29 minutes on the PC Mark 10 Modern Office test, which is a mixed-use test. And I would say it's okay, not great, especially when you compare others, although not terrible, especially considering you have a high-end 2.8K OLED display running at 120 hertz. If you lower it down, you should get a little bit more time in terms of battery life. And they do supply you with a 140-watt power charger that is USB Type-C, and it's pretty compact for the most part, although it does add a little bit of weight when you are taking this on the road. Okay, as far as audio is concerned, audio by Poly Studio. We have quad speakers. Now, let's give it a listen. All right, now as far as price is concerned, this definitely can get up there in terms of the price. I'll put it on the screen right now. As far as fully configured here, you're looking at, what, over $4,000. So not cheap, but again, companies do not blink when it comes to these mobile workstations, especially when they buy them in bulk. They'll get discounts from HP, but also they need it to do the job, right? The project, maybe one or two projects, will certainly pay for this. So definitely, you will definitely see them buying this and not blink at the price. But these are very, very portable mobile workstations, especially with such a great integrated solution here in terms of the graphics. I think they really hit a home run here. But pricing, of course, is very pricey, but everything right now is very expensive. You know, we can talk about tariffs, we can talk about inflation. It's all part and parcel of what is going on in the times we live in. That's just the reality. So overall, what do I think about the HP ZBook G1a, the ZBook Ultra G1a? I gotta say, this thing has been great, and I really, really highly recommend it, especially if you're a creative professional. Now, looking at the price, you definitely will know it is pretty expensive. But again, companies don't blink at the price, especially for the projects they need. And certainly maybe 1 or 2 projects will probably pay for it in and of itself. So the price is really not that big of a consideration as far as the targeted audience to this type of mobile workstation. So just keep that in mind. The average consumer may not necessarily buy this, but you can, obviously, but it can get up there in terms of the price. That's obvious. So overall, I think it's a pretty good mobile workstation here, probably one of the best here so far in 2025. And the Strix Halo processor here has certainly impressed. I just wish it had a little bit more battery life. Maybe the screen could be a little bit brighter, but other than that, it's pretty amazing. I like the fact that this has 128 gigabytes of memory. I like the fact that you're getting the fast storage here, which is user upgradable. And the ports are pretty good, although there is no SD card reader. But overall, this is a great mobile workstation, so I highly recommend it here for 2025. But I'm curious to know what you think. Let me know in the comments section below. Now, as we're making our big push here for 250,000 subscribers, why not hit that subscribe button? If you like the content, you're a casual viewer, why not subscribe? It doesn't cost anything, and it helps support the channel. Of course, there's affiliate links in the description below, so if you want to buy one of these or any of the other products that we look at here on this channel, why not buy through my links? I get a small commission, not much, but that also helps support the channel. I do appreciate it. So until next time, this is Andrew, and I'll see you in the next video.